Right now, though, we are also heading to the State House on this Thursday evening. State could lose federal funding for sexual education materials under a new mandate from the federal government. The federal government says the state's been teaching content that does not follow federal guidelines. Right now, though, News 19's Josie Frost joining us now from the studio with the details. Josie.
The federal government is ordering South Carolina, along with several other states, to remove content from schools that discusses topics like gender identity or sexuality. If South Carolina doesn't comply, we stand to lose up to $1.6 million in federal funding.
Removing this language does not erase the existence of these kids.
This isn't just sex education that we're talking about here. This is sexual identity education.
Through the Personal Responsibility Education program, states get grants from the federal government to teach things like abstinence, contraception, and life skills. But the federal government says South Carolina has gone beyond what the law says those funds can be used for by discussing topics like gender identity and sexual diversity. In a letter sent to state health officials, the Administration for Children and Families is ordering South Carolina remove this material. The letter points to a number of books and lesson plans they found in a review of South Carolina's curriculum. In one example, a lesson plan tells educators to ask students for their pronouns. Another talks about explaining the difference between gender identity and expression. Christina Picozzi is with the Harriet Hancock LGBT Center.
But then they're not going to feel comfortable asking really important questions that they should be getting accurate, scientifically evidence-based accurate information. Something as, simple as asking somebody's pronouns and how they want to be addressed can be really important as far as setting a foundation of everybody in this group belongs in this group.
But Justin Hall with Palmetto Family Council says that the right to teach their kids about topics like gender and sexuality should remain with the parents.
That sex education and sexuality education are two very different things. And as we venture more into the sexuality education side of things, that's going to run counter to what many parents want their children to be being taught, specifically in a public school funded by public dollars.
The state has until late October to modify their sexual education materials. They'll also have to produce the modified version for the federal government to prove that they've complied with the order. Reporting at the State House, Josie Frost, News 19, WLTX.
All right, Josie, thank you. And 45 other states also got similar letters asking them to remove content talking about gender and sexuality from their education materials.